To the victor literally goes the mech spoils. Working our way back around mech reviews, my favorite, assault mechs. What role does the victor play on the tabletop? How are we going to leverage it? And what are some of the key points? Because the victor is one of my favorite mechs. I tend to play it a lot. And the learning curve is a little bit more extreme, I believe, compared to other assault class mechs on there. So let's crunch the numbers, then we'll get into the tactica, and then I will turn it over to you guys for a little bit of feedback. 80 tons. Okay. It's up there in the assault class, certainly, but once you reach into the assault class mechs, you're dealing with 85, 90, 100-ton mechs on there. There is a massive difference, of course, in any of the spectrums of a lower-end light to a higher-end light. But once we get into the assault class, there is a big difference between 80 to 100 tons. Not that I ever want to take on an Atlas one-to-one, but we need to be perhaps a little bit more conservative right away with the Victor or any lower class assault mech with the tonnage. Just a point to keep in mind. 15 heat sinks, AC-20, right there, Fritz Likey, 2 medium lasers, and perhaps curiously, an SRM-4. And we're going to kind of tag team on that also in a moment and see how that, at first glance, maybe be better off with another laser or scrapping it for the heat on there. But the SRM and the AC-20 are intimately linked on there with how they operate. An AC-20 certainly is not unique on an assault class mech. I mean, we have something like the Atlas, which has the raw tonnage and can utilize it. You also have various other assault class mechs like the Cyclops that has it. But what makes the Victor unique, jump jets. The ability and decent armor. Decent armor on there, really putting the attributes behind that AC-20, the jump jets, and the armor. What this means is essentially you're bypassing slugging it out with an assault-based mech. The Victor is not, it's never going to be a light or medium hunter, maybe not even a heavy hunter on there. It is an assault mech hunter in that it has the speed to get up there, and it has the maneuverability to get into position to side vulnerable or really, really specifically rear armor, especially if you have some infantry or other things that you can use as initiative sinks. So this way your Victor is always moving last on there. This is key because most assault mechs, when you lock face-to-face, so you're 3 or 4 hexes away, you're furiously rolling dice, you're mashing the buttons, you're firing, you're at iron sights on there, you're firing everything you can. You're firing those medium lasers, you're firing those autocannons, you're firing the short-range missiles, literally everything. I mean, think of a Battlemaster firing everything on there, or a Stalker firing everything. Traditionally, when you're locked at this point, yes, you could score a lucky hit to the engine, Snake Eyes, or you could get a headshot, or a mech could fall down. But in slugging it out, the Victor wants to bypass that by just getting up there, jumping behind, moving behind, and now the autocannon 20, that's scary back there. That's going to punch through armor. And then once it punches through the armor, now the medium lasers, but specifically the SRM-4 with the spread, that's going to be the crit hunting on there. And with assault class mechs, this is especially crippling in that if you can bypass and breach rear armor, gyro hits are not as devastating. And again, not that you ever want to take a gyro hit. Engine hits are brutal on assault mechs because they want to have the heat sinks. They want to keep the heat down to consistently chain fire and fire all their weapons. As soon as you have one engine hit, you're in a lot of trouble. That cuts down massively on there. And then on top of that, just all the stuff packed into the internals. Ammo that's on there, weapon systems that are on there, not to mention the ability to absolutely punch and utilize those aspects and kicking, but really punching to get the 1 in 6 headshot, or also punching into the torso armor. That is where the Victor really, really excels. 1370 battle value. I wrote that down. Is that a lot? It's certainly on the higher end. We're looking at an assault mech, but I don't think it's outrageous on there. I really don't. Tactical drawback. Okay, no one's going to let you get up there with an autocannon 20. And usually where we see this, again, using the contrast of the Atlas, which is an awesome mech, as in really good, and the Cyclops, which I love from the narrative, but it's an okay assault mech on there. Or something like, well, I bring those two up because they have both AC-20s. On the way in, they have something to do on the way in at long range. They've got LRM 20 packs. They can shoot those out on there. Maybe they could do a little bit indirect. If you're not quite ready to engage, they can hang back and then push forward, and then they have the brace of lasers to leverage on there. The Victor has no long range on the way in stuff. Everything is really short range with the medium lasers, or medium to short range, or point blank range with the AC-20. Yes, as soon as you're within those 9 hexes, you're going to start firing those AC-20s, the AC-20. But you really want to get to point blank on there and utilize it to open it up. Running on the way in, moving as fast as you can. It's a mech of commitment. You know, on the one hand, you're going to move in there and you have the armor and speed to do it, but it's kind of telegraphing where you're going. Your opponent is going to know you're moving forward. Final lulls and fun. Death from above. Death from above on there. And even if we discount the fact that I'm a Death from Above fanatic, if I can do it for the tabletop glory, an assault mech at 80 tons, Death or Glory, that's going to be massive, massive impact damage. Even if you don't, well, you hit the head, it's over. You don't hit the head, that's massive damage on there. You're not going to get shot out of the sky, and you have... It has a balance out, being the tonnage and the armor. It has a balance out that if you miss or things go wrong and you take damage on your legs, when you take damage on your legs, it's not going to be as catastrophic.